Hello, today I will be discussing Reading Pop Culture's Chapter 6 about movies and the Rhetorical Analysis Chapter 6, the resources of organization. So, in Reading Pop Culture Chapter 6, it starts off in explaining the first article introduces Sontag's The Imagination of Disaster. In The Imagination of Disaster, one of the main topics introduced is sci fi films. Sci fi films overall for an audience member is a way of distraction from reality because there's such a disaster that it's entertaining. And the thing is, a lot of the plots are similar. They always have a certain character, a scientist, a loner, smart kid, and it goes on to see their struggles and to see how they could possibly solve a problem, or if it ends in a cliffhanger as to why it could be continued on, because you never know with a sci-fi film. But the thing is, it's so to the author, it explains that there's beauty and neutral zest to it, because yes, it puts it in an ordinary day perspective, and there's also something you wouldn't expect out of the ordinary. But even then, sci-fi films are weak compared to, say, if it came from a novel, because the novels have more detail as description wise, they have more plot, because sometimes the movie cuts down on it. But the thing with movies, it helps a person visualize. So the organization within that chapter, as in connection to Rhetorical Analysis Chapter 6, is that it organizes it by saying like what a sci-fi film consists of and how it attracts an audience. Then in Osterwell's Hollywood Love Affair Surveillance, it talks about how surveillance has been interpreted different means in different films, such as in Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Surveillance is a controversial topic due to the fact that it's helping people, but at the same time, to what extent? To what extent is surveillance good for the people, and to what extent it isn't? And then another topic or another movie that's introduced that you wouldn't quite expect that's connected to surveillance is the movie Her, where the protagonist falls in love with the voice of an AI device, such as, like, say, Siri, but her name is Samantha. The thing is, that device is in constant surveillance because she's helping him, saying, like, oh, you should do this, or you should be like this, or you should look for this in a person. But the thing is, he becomes obsessive and he falls in love with the surveillance such AI type of assistance. And so an organization due to that is that it's showing different forms on how Hollywood takes into fact how surveillance can work, and it leads it to a confusing way because it makes the audience think that there could be different ways surveillance can work, but at the same time we're seeing it constantly. There's no pause to it in films. Then in Demby's How Has Hollywood Murdered the Movies, Demby goes on to say that a lot of films come at the same types every year. There's always going to be same plots, same similar ways that they're pop film, like pop culture films. And due to the fact with that, it goes on to say that cinemas sometimes could lose numbers of people, especially nowadays with such an access to like platforms such as Netflix, Hulu, and even now Disney Plus. Will there be constant moviegoers due to the fact that all these films in cinema could be similar in a way? Will there be people going to movies, or will people just stay on the screen looking at movies illegally or through the platforms? And one may never know. And so the organization in that is due to the fact that it's going on to presenting how movies work as a whole, but how it's also dying in a way in our current media. But also in the end, the organization that's also played into it is that movies aren't technically gonna die out because there is still quite a few amount that keeps it alive due to the numbers that it makes. If it makes way past what the budget was, that makes it seem that it was worth publishing. And the final article, Content Marketing Association, that they publish is 7 Steps to the Perfect Story. They're little images and what just shows how to make a good movie, what you need, like the plot, like there should be a rise and there should be a fall. And then it brings other infographics, how if you want an anti-hero compared to this anti-hero from this film. And the organization within that is that it's giving the audience or even the movie director the steps that you need to actually make a successful movie. And to that, I believe that it's making it seem that movies are simple to make. When I first saw the infographics, I was like, it makes it seem like, everybody can make a film. You just need to follow these steps, or everybody can make a plot that could be used. So it makes you really think how is there effort? Like, what extent of an effort is placed into making films, and how that should be able to be produced? Because if you look on page 365, when step 3 is choose your hero, it's like, do you want an unwilling hero? So the unwilling hero, like, oh, let's give you a person from this film. Try to make it similar to them, or make them, this is the category you should follow. And it makes it seem like, oh, you're not really putting an effort, as to what I got from it. And it's interesting to see, but it's also at the same time eye-opening. And that's organizations to basically show how films can be made, or like, would you need to finally tell a story.